Hello, and welcome to another episode of Film Freaks with a Z, the podcast all about movies. Today's movie will be introduced in a little bit, but first, I need to go over what is going to be on the fan vote. That's right. If you're listening to this right now and it is still the uploaded weekend, um, you can go over to my Twitter account and there will be a poll for what movie we are going to review after Callus's pick. That's right. So, we have Jumanji: The Next Level, which was recommended by Coco. We have The Irishman, which was recommended by KG Productions. We have Starship Troopers from 1997, which was requested by I don't know what to call him anymore because he's changed his name multiple times, so we're just gonna call him Iovio. And then we also have Blade Runner from 1982 on the list, and that was recommended by Obi-Wan Kenobi. Yes, that's right. Old Ben Kenobi recommended that one. So, if you want to vote for any of those four movies, make sure you head on over to my Twitter, like I said. And if you, yes, you, the person listening, wants to get their movie recommendation on this list, just send us an email at ff.filmfreaks with a Z at the end at gmail.com or head over to the Discord and talk in the movie stuff section. Or probably the easiest way to do it is to comment on the latest episode of Film Freaks with a Z. That's right. All right. Before we introduce the movie, let's introduce ourselves. I am Yemmy the Ferret. Who am I here with?
Greedy waffles.
Amation.
And just Callus.
I don't know why we all said our names super slow, but Yemmy did it, so I was like, oh, okay.
I guess it's because of the theme of the movie.
How
Yeah.
you
Some of the characters.
doing?
Oh, yeah.
alright
Oh
then.
yeah, okie
Oh,
dokie.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
now I
Oh.
understand.
Okay.
How are we all doing today?
Okay.
Doing good. How
Browns
about
haven't
you?
played yet, so I'm a little nervous about the game tonight.
Grady, you're not following the theme.
Oh, I'm afraid of the game. Yeah.
There you
Oh
go.
yeah, the game.
Okay.
Oh,
that was
yeah.
good. That was good.
That was good. There we go.
Okay.
Yeah, let's just get into it. Tay, you don't have to do the accent, but if you could introduce the movie, let's go.
We watched Fargo from 1996, directed by the Coens, Coen brothers.
Oh yeah.
Although it says just Joel Coen, but I'm pretty sure it was both of them. Jerry, a small-town Minnesota car salesman, is busting at the seams with debt, but he's got a plan. Going to hire two thugs to kidnap his wife and a scheme to collect a hefty ransom from his wealthy father-in-law. And
Oh,
then
yeah?
there's a cop that's involved.
Yeah?
Oh yeah. It's got Frances McDormand, William H. Macy, Steve Buscemi, Bruce Bone, Harv Presnell, and a bunch of others. A lot of people in this one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm gonna start off. Let's talk about like what did you guys think? 'Cause, like we don't meet our like main character that we're supposed to be rooting for until like almost 45 minutes into the movie. What did you guys think about that?
Nothing apparently.
Yeah, apparently. All right, cool. Well, thanks for listening to this episode about Fargo.
Goodbye, everyone.
Oh, yeah.
Let's let's just, I guess, rate it.
I was gonna let someone else go first, but I mean, I didn't even think about that personally.
Same, really.
It was a well-paced movie. That's why I was just like, okay, I guess. Didn't even think about it.
I mean, near the beginning, I was starting to wonder, like when are we going to be introduced to this character? But by the time we did get introduced to her, I was already so invested in the movie that it kind of just like went over my head that it was already been so long.
Yeah. Definitely. The first time I didn't notice, and then I think the only reason I noticed this time is because when I was looking up the description last week, there was a comment that said it, and I was like, "Holy crap! Yeah."
And hold on, I have a question because doesn't the description say that she's like an FBI agent? Isn't she just like a regular detective?
No, she's just a
cop or
police
whatever?
chief.
Okay, yeah. I don't know why some descriptions list her as like a FBI detective.
Yeah, no, just the police chief of
Brainerd.
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 Yeah, Brainerd.
Yeah,
Which-
I guess. I mean, if you haven't seen the movie and you go, "Oh, there's someone investigating a crime," you would go, "Oh, it's probably an FBI agent, right?"
Nope.
So
you
maybe
just-
the person writing that whatever description was like, just call her FBI, and no one will
Yeah.
care.
Yeah.
Well, FBI wasn't. I don't think was around back then, right? Or was
They
it?
were.
Yeah, this
highly
guy
thought
was
of.
around.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
this is just like out in the in
Like
Minnesota.
it's small. Yeah.
So
small.
Middle of nowhere.
yeah, I don't think that they would be like investigating this, but I mean,
But I mean, it would make sense that FBI would be investigating since there was like an officer was murdered, you know. But whatever.
Yeah. I don't know. I always thought it was weird that the movie was called Fargo and like the first scene takes place in Fargo, but then the rest of it does not.
yeah, I guess I didn't want to name the movie Brainerd.
Yeah. I mean, Fargo definitely sounds better.
Definitely.
For sure.
Yeah, I agree with that.
This was my first time watching the movie, so all the twists and turns had me really invested.
Ooh.
Yeah, never heard
Same
of it.
here.
Never seen it. Yeah.
I mean,
I mean,
I heard of it, but you know, it's one of those things. It's like, it's on my list. You know, you always hear people talking about it, but it is truly a good experience. You know, don't you know?
Yes.
Don't
Yep.
you know?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. It's definitely been on my list for forever too. And I know there's recently also been a TV show named Fargo.
Yeah.
That I
Yeah,
guess
that's
has
what I
the
found
same
first on
Yeah.
Hulu or whatever.
Don't watch that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I need to watch that, see what it's all about. See if it's anything similar.
Well, you can watch it and you'll give us a report next time.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
Add
essay.
it to the list.
I gotta read so many books and watch shows that I don't have time
yeah.
for.
Tay has a whole lot of comic books to read and like catch us up on.
Yeah.
Doesn't
Let's
he?
see, what were they? The one of whatever. Let's not remember.
I think one was Lord of the Rings, but or
Yeah.
The Hobbit, and one of those.
No. I've read that enough that I can tell you anything you want to know about The Hobbit. But yeah. I don't know. They're like, so what do you guys think? And it sounds like you guys thought it was a nice, fast, like good paced movie. This is, I think, my third time watching it, and there are some scenes that I'm just like, okay, that seems a little weird to include this. Like the whole her
Yeah.
going to the twins. Well, just that, like going to dinner with that old friend who was clearly trying to hook up with her.
That's what I was gonna bring up. Like that scene was kind of weird and out of place to me.
Yeah, there were
No
only
word.
a couple, but they stood out because it didn't move the plot forward. It didn't give us any more information on like the character herself, and anything that was done during those sections had no consequence at all.
Yeah.
I think it was
Yeah.
just to show like the I don't know about Midwestern, if they're considered Midwestern, but just that like, oh yeah, this is their life. This is what it's like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
It did stand out, and it was just, especially the third time, watching it, I'm just like, okay, yeah, this scene's just really bad because I knew it had nothing to do with anything. I'm just like, why is this included?
But I mean, that's really the only scene that I found that's like very out of place. Was there any other scenes that you guys thought was like also didn't quite belong?
I thought there was a couple, unless I just missed the foreshadowing, but the one where she gets first called into after the husband made the eggs, and then she walks out to her car and then walks back in. It's like, car's not working, or you gotta jump it. And then there was another one where the two guys, the killers, were in the car, and the guy's like, "Oh, I'm just gonna sit here in silence." It's just like, okay.
Oh, that was a good scene. I like that scene.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah, I
think
didn't
either
mind.
of those scenes were like the one with Mike and like he was just like going crazy. I felt like the scene where she couldn't start the car, I felt like that was a good like this is their life in Minnesota, I felt like it
Yeah.
was a good like showcase of, the day-to-day stuff that they might be doing, they got to jump the car and all that. And then the two guys in the car, in the car driving, they drove to Twin Peaks or whatever. I felt like that was a good like moment showing how different Steve Buscemi's character is from with Jerry. Carl and Jerry were the two killers, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So it just kind of set up their major difference where the one guy's like a silent, like crazy dude, and the other one's a loudmouth crazy dude.
Right. A weird looking dude.
Yeah, weird looking
Oh,
dude.
weird looking dude.
Just weird in general.
In general.
Hey, Steve Buscemi, he fits that to a T.
Yeah. I do wait, so and I was confused. So Shep like set them up and he only knew one of them, he said. And I thought he was saying he knew the like the silent guy.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry, his name's not Jerry, it's Lou. I think it's Lou.
Oh,
No,
Jerry
you're right.
Jerry's the car salesman.
Jerry is Jerry's
Oh.
yeah, so there's Lou and I'm just gonna say Steve Buscemi and
Carl. I know that's Carl for sure.
okay, so Carl and Lou. Yeah, Lou.
It's
So
not
it's
Lou
like-
because the description here says his name is Georg Grismund. I don't know what name he went by in the movie.
Guyard Grizz. It's not even showing up on
Georg.
Yeah, it's not showing up. Okay, Bruce Campbell was in this movie. I thought so. He was the soap opera guy.
Oh,
I was like, is
Really?
that? Because like it's the TV's all fuzzy, and I'm like, is that Bruce Campbell? Kind of looks like Bruce Campbell. And
is it really?
It is Bruce Campbell. I just found it on the website. Yeah, Bruce
Nice.
Bond played Lou, but like clicking on him doesn't look like necessarily the same guy. But that's just because he's now like 30 years older, maybe.
I don't know.
I don't know. Either way, we'll call him Lou. Lou was the other killer. So wait, so Shep Proudfoot, who did he like say was okay? Carl or Lou?
I couldn't tell you.
Because I always thought, yeah, I always thought he's like, oh yeah, no, Lou's the good one. I don't know who this other guy is, because the other guy is the one who caused all the problems by killing people.
Yeah.
I thought I all I know is that like at one point in the movie I thought it was Carl that he knew, and then at some point I thought, oh, maybe it is the other one. But yeah, I was still confused about that.
Yeah, well, like, because Shep shows up and beats the crap out of Steve Buscemi's character, Carl. And you're like, oh, okay, so yeah, that's who he knows. But then later on, Steve's like, if you ever see Shep again, tell him he's dead to me, or something like that. I was just like, okay, wait, so who did Shep know?
I thought that Shep knew like the guy who hired the two. I thought that was the thing. Shep knew the guy to hire the two guys to kidnap Jerry's wife. And I'm guessing that he contacted the guy that he knew who hired them in order to find where Carl was at the time. Maybe he checked in or something.
You just confused the hell out of me.
Yeah, I don't. That whole part was a little just confusing. It was like, wait, which one did Shep know? Like, it's not a huge deal. It doesn't mess with the plot.
Yeah,
really,
it's
but...
not really too important, I guess.
That's how I saw it, because when Jerry's talking to him in like the car garage or whatever, Sep's like, or Jerry's like, hey, you gotta get me in contact with your guy, and I just assumed that it was the guy that Sep knew hired the two goons to go out and do the thing. But I don't know, maybe I got it twisted.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I'll watch that scene again just to be like the first, few scenes, just to be like, oh, okay, that's what's going on here.
I guess it kind of makes more sense that he knows Carl since he went there to beat him up, like you said.
Yeah. Okay. Geyer Grimswald was the other guy.
The other killer. But what name
Yeah.
did he go by in the movie? Was it Lou or was it something else?
I guess. Let's see, because Peter Stormare played Geyer Grimsrud, and that definitely looks like the same actor, but I don't know. Things are confusing.
Don't know.
Oh,
But
we'll just-
anyways, I do.
We'll just call him the other guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That guy.
the silent killer. But I do really like all the interactions between those two guys. Did it bother anyone else that the silent killer guy, like whenever you see him smoking, his ash buildup is like so long in his cigarette, and he's not flicking it or anything, like he's just about to drop in his pants at any moment. Did it bother anyone else?
I mean, no, not me. But
It just for some reason I kept noticing that.
Yeah, I just thought it was just a quirk of his character.
yeah, I don't know enough about smoking to know whether he's doing it wrong or not.
I mean, I've never smoked, but that I've never seen like an ash buildup as long as that guy had it.
Maybe maybe he thinks it's fancy. You know, those really long cigarettes that that women's like Cruella Deville smokes. You know, like
Yeah.
All right.
who knows?
Who knows?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
Sounds
I guess if you guys want to, we'll talk about the accent. You know, um,
Oh yeah.
I've never been to Minnesota, but I mean, has anyone here like? Do you guys know if they like accurately portrayed like everything like how these characters interact and stuff?
No
I mean,
idea.
it's definitely an a few people I know from Minnesota have an accent similar, but so I think this is exaggerated, but I don't know if like it's the further up north you go, because like if you talk, I've talked to people in Canada, you know, like above the Minnesota area, and they sound very similar to this. But again, still, this I feel like this might have been a little exaggerated.
Yeah,
Like it was just a stereotype of, oh yeah, this is how people talk, so make them talk this way.
yeah, I feel like that way too. I feel like it's exaggerated, but they're pretty. I mean, they're. I mean, almost every character is really consistent with that accent.
Yeah.
So it's still pretty impressive, even if it's a little bit exaggerated. And I also think they exaggerate to make the movie a little bit more goofy. You know, around I think that there's a blend of like that crime thriller with a little bit of goofiness in there, and I think the accents really help with that.
Yeah. Well, and like if you notice, like the interactions between people, like there's just long gaps of silence where they just kind of sit there and go,
It's that
"Oh
it's that
yeah,
awkwardness, you know. I
yeah,
I think that there is like an air of awkwardness between these people, you know, where it's like I'm not really sure what to say, but I'm just gonna say, oh yeah, oh yep, yep,
oh
yep.
yeah."
Just gonna
Mhm.
try and fill the void with some noise.
I definitely enjoyed the way that they all kind of interacted and it was just kind of awkward with each other. That I think that added to the sense of like being in the middle of Minnesota and with these cast of characters.
Yeah. I liked the one guy. You know, he's in one scene where he calls the cop over, talk about like pretty much Steve Buscemi's character. He's
Hmm.
a weird looking fellow, just in general. But like just that interaction was like, so my wife said I should call the cops, and I did.
And that's
Yeah.
the end of the story.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah.
So, and again, might be exaggerated a little bit. I don't know. If you're from Minnesota, let us know if those accents are accurate or not.
Yeah.
Sure.
Go
So
man.
I was
Go.
gonna I was gonna say, did it shock anyone when like the first murder happened and the silent guy just straight up shot the guy in the head and like blood started pouring all over the other guy?
I kind of expected it, like the build up to it. You just kind of, I mean, I did. I don't know about you guys, but I kind of felt like he was gonna get shot. I don't know. Could
Yeah.
be just me though. I
I mean,
was not
and
expecting him to chase the two kids or
the other two,
whatever you
yeah.
want to call it. Yeah,
They
that
they
I was
looked like
not
adults to
expecting.
me, yeah.
Young adults, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
But
I figured he was gonna get shot, but yeah, it just seemed shocking like the way everything went down.
yeah, you kind of know it's going to go sideways, but I think they did a good job of building up to that point with Steve kind of trying to, be like, "Hey, this is my, papers." Um it,
Take it
it was
down.
it was shocking how he slammed the officer's head on the car and then just shot him point blank. I do find that a bit shocking.
Yeah.
The way he went out, yeah, was shocking. But I kind of felt like the cop was gonna die throughout that scene, at least.
Yeah, I figured there was only gonna be like one murder being investigated here, and then yeah, the other two people pass by and
Why didn't they put her in the trunk? Like, what was the reasoning behind that again? I don't remember.
Just probably was too. She would have froze to death in the trunk, so
Yeah, at that point they were trying to keep her alive.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did say like, "Don't make me put you back in the trunk." So
Yeah,
like, at
she
one
was
point, I
right.
guess she was in the trunk.
Yeah, she probably was in the trunk. Then like, all right, we'll move her out so she doesn't freeze to death, and then threaten her if she tries to be loud and annoying.
And another question I had, apologies for skipping towards like near the end, but is she dead or not?
She's dead.
I
Dead.
thought she was dead.
Mm. They didn't really specify or show anything after that.
Well, they also never showed her character again, and she was laying on the floor. And with how he brutally murdered Carl with the fucking axe and then the wood chipper, I feel like that woman was dead when Carl got there.
Yep. Yeah, she was definitely.
Well,
Yeah.
because like when the woman cop had the guy in the back, and you see cops driving by, an ambulance was also driving by. So I figured, wait, what's the ambulance for? Was like, is there someone alive still?
Well, they always send out ambulance with
Yeah.
those types of things.
Yeah.
I guess for the dead body.
They're
Yeah.
equipped with stretchers and stuff to move dead bodies. So
And yeah, they would also have to. They probably do like a little bit of not an autopsy, but just like a initial, like, don't they have to like say like the
Forensics.
yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And they also have to like call the person dead on arrival or whatever. They have to have a core, like someone there.
Makes sense.
Yeah, as soon as Steve Buscemi looks over, I'm like, yeah, that she's not moving at all, and I mean, it looked like she had been there for like that for a little bit. Yeah, I figured she was gone.
Yeah, she was gone, and he didn't care because he had the money at that point.
Yeah, it's I guess we can talk about the ending a little bit more. I was expecting Carl, Steve Buscemi's character, just to leave with the briefcase of money. I'm not sure why he felt the need to go back and like give the guy his part. Like at that point, I felt like his character would have. Well, I guess I guess this is based on a true story, but I felt like he would have just kind of skipped town, like take the car, go. If he, especially because he wanted to keep the car himself. I feel like he would have just taken that suitcase and just driven for the next state over.
Well, I don't know about you,
The
but
guy could probably find him, hunt him
yes,
down.
exactly. That's not the kind of guy that you want to have on your bad side.
Yeah.
On his bad side.
I figured he has a better chance of getting away if he just leaves without saying anything.
Hmm.
Then
What's the reasoning why the silent killer didn't go? Just because it had to be one-on-one, or I don't recall picking up on that.
Well, I mean, someone has to stay back behind and look after the woman.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's true.
I don't know. What do you guys think? Would you have left with the suitcase full of money, or?
I mean, I probably would not have, only because I didn't want to live the rest of my life, having to watch behind my back, So I probably would have wanted to tie up loose ends or whatever.
Plus, I don't understand why Carl wouldn't have just taken, like, he went back there and he gave the dude his keys and he's like, here, take my truck. It's like, why don't you take the truck so that they don't follow, because they know what car he's driving, right?
Yeah. I don't know if he knew that, though.
I mean, at that point, you have to know, like, yeah.
Yeah,
you'd think.
I probably would have gone back, but I know it's like a heat of the moment kind of thing, but I probably wouldn't have freaked out on the guy and like calling him names, and especially since how big he is and how much stronger he probably is compared to the short guy.
I feel like Carl was like, he gave him his half of the money, and at that point the other guy didn't know that there was a full briefcase full of like extra cash. And I feel like the trade-off deal, him taking the truck, and then Carl even asked like, "Are we square?" and he never says anything. So at that point, I thought he was good to go. But the silent killer, man, he must have known something was up.
Well, the money of greed,
Yeah.
I like how his name is Silent Killer now.
Yeah.
We never found out his name. It's too much of a hassle.
Too much. Just doesn't make sense. There's one thing the movie did not answer, though, that I guess a minor thing, and it kind of bugged me a little bit, especially after I guess 3 times. It's like they never talk about what happens to Scotty.
Oh, the son.
Yeah, it's like his parents are dead, his grandpa's dead.
Well, his dad's still alive. He's just probably in jail for the rest of his life.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. But
But
either
oh
way,
yeah, his grandpa's dead too, so he doesn't even have like that. I guess he would go to live with his grandmother then,
if she's alive,
if she's alive. Yeah.
Whatever nearest relative.
he'll go live with the accountant.
There you go.
Yeah, I guess another thing that wasn't like clear to me, going along the same lines, Jerry was asking for all that money. Did they ever say why he needed the money in the first place for like because he had like the cars, he had to deal with the serial numbers, and then that
Yeah.
plot of land too. Was he just asking for the money to invest in his own car business then?
I don't know. He said it was a personal reason, and in the description it just said he had a lot of debt.
Yeah, I'm assuming
Well,
he
yeah.
did it because he was just in debt and he wanted the father's money. So
It is
I
my
think he wanted
understanding
to take
that yeah, that he just wanted to invest in the land because he know that it'd be
Yeah.
like a very profitable for
Yeah.
him.
If they had invested, because he thought at one point, he thought he was going to cancel the kidnapping stuff because he's like, oh, cool, I'm going to be able to invest in this and make all the money back that I owe. And then when his father-in-law was like, no, we just give you a finder's fee. We're going to do it. That's when it was like, that's not enough money.
We're not a bank, Jerry.
We are not a bank.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I
Personally,
guess I understand. Just he was in so much debt, but we never really found out what he got in, like what got him into debt. Because
Yeah,
it doesn't
yeah.
seem like his house is that extravagant, and you would think that he would make pretty good money from being a car salesman, especially with the way he was like swindling those people at the beginning.
Yeah.
I still don't think that he was really in debt though. I think he just wanted the money for investing. I don't know.
Yeah. Like I said, the description says he's in debt, but I don't know. I think that he's. Oh, what was I going to say?
Maybe he's just he's
Yeah.
always wanting something more, right? Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Ma,
I don't know. I feel
ma.
like he should have just taken the finder's fee. It's like that's only 10%. Like that's $75,000 though. That's a start. But yeah, if he owes, 750,000 or something in debt, then
Yeah, then I
Maybe he
guess. Oh, go ahead, Gals.
I was gonna say, like maybe he needed the extra money to do whatever it was to make that thing go away with, loaning the car and then, falsifying documents and all that stuff.
yeah, I
Yeah.
think so.
That's what I was about to say.
Okay.
That kind of explains like the car thing, But yeah, just being a little bit more clear would have been, like eased my mind a little bit throughout the whole thing because I was wondering that through like the whole thing, like how did he get like what is he doing?
Yeah, that's true.
Turns out
But
he is just is addicted to gambling, and he's just thousands of dollars in debt. So he did the car thing to get some money to pay it off, but now that's going south, and I don't know, just speculating here.
I didn't even think about it until he said something. I was just like, oh, okay, because once robbing started, I was just like, all right, now I'm invested in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So going back to that scene where the officer gets killed and then the dude drives down those other people. I forgot what I was gonna say about it.
Whoopsies.
Oh yeah, the cover of the movie. That's what I was wondering about because that's kind of like the cover of the movie. There is the guy dead, bleeding in the snow with the car turned
yeah.
over. But there's like a needle and threading in like being threaded on the cover.
Yeah, because it's supposed to be a needle point of it.
Do you think they put that there because the wife was into stitching or whatever it was? She was, because at the beginning she was like putting, or do you think it's something else, like an unraveling of?
I think it's more just it's kind of a stereotype of the Wisconsin or something that like they all just do needle point or.
I think that's also like kind of a newer cover that has been done recently because I don't
Yeah.
remember that really being like the
And it may have been
The-
redone because of the TV show. Maybe it's a bigger thing in the TV show.
I don't know.
Needlepoint stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, I was just
But I mean,
interested.
there's other similar posters though, with like just the guy laying in the snow. That cover is like iconic. That I've seen it around for a while.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure why the needlepoint. And again, like I said, maybe it ties into the show, or it's just supposedly a Midwestern sort of thing, and they're just,
Probably.
again leaning into that stereotype.
Yeah, I mean, I was more so looking into it like, okay, it's like threading the needle, but I don't know if that really, because what makes sense to me would be like an unraveling of this guy as like his jacket or whatever, because everything kind of starts to go sideways right after the main deed is done. I feel like that
Yeah.
makes more sense to have like an unraveling sweater rather than a sweater being knitted or whatever this is.
Well, I mean, if you look closely, it's got the whole needlepoint look, like it's pixel art. You got the little lines between. I don't know
Yeah, it's like
how
the whole
often you
poster
guys
was
have
stitched together.
Yeah, I don't know how often you've seen needlepoint, but
Daily.
daily. Well, there you go.
Every
I don't know
day.
why
Yeah.
you didn't get it then.
We're all needlepoint
No,
enthusiasts.
I get what they're going for. I'm just wondering, like,
Yeah.
why is it not an unraveling type thing instead? Because there's definitely a context here that I'm missing with it being the threading of the needle there, right? I mean, I'm not talking about just like take away
Yeah.
just the picture itself and just think
You're
about
looking for the metaphor.
what does it mean? That's all I'm
Maybe
asking.
there is no metaphor. It was just they were like, hey, what if someone was just needle pointing this? That'd be cool. And then they went, well, we got to put the needle in so people know what it is.
I'm sure Kenobi will be in the comments and have a full paragraph on it.
Well, hopefully so, because we're dumb in that regard.
Yeah, couldn't tell you. All right. Oh yeah, we good? Anything else?
I guess so we can talk about like the climax of the movie when the whole like money exchange was supposed to happen.
Oh yeah.
I loved
That was
that
a
scene.
pretty crazy scene.
Yeah, that was probably like peak of the movie. I really like that scene, especially him getting shot in the cheek. Oof.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I
feel like
I
if-
liked the callback to because Jerry at the beginning after his wife got kidnapped was like practicing saying like, oh God, he's I don't know what to do, right?
Yeah.
And then the grandpa is like, here's your money, give me back my daughter. He was practicing it to himself in the car too, and I like that callback at the
Yeah.
beginning of that scene.
Yeah, I feel like if Jerry had gone, Jerry would have been shot.
Yeah.
Maybe not. We don't know.
Maybe not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Either
they didn't
way,
even have the girl though, did they?
No.
no.
No. So
But I mean,
Yeah.
the real reason wasn't ever to be, was never be, to get his wife back. It was just to get the money, right?
Yeah.
oh
He
yeah,
was
that's true.
he was just gonna throw 80,000 at the guy and walk away with a million minus 80,000.
Right.
Yep. What do you guys think of Jerry as a character? And also, like, what was his plan, like, going into that garage? Like, what was he hoping to accomplish there?
I don't know. He didn't even do anything really. He just popped open his trunk and obviously he hid the body of the grandpa.
Yeah.
Jerry as a character is one of those guys you he's kind of fishy, but it's not like you can't like put your finger on it.
Right.
Yeah. He's the reason no one trusts car salesmen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before this movie, everyone was like, car salesmen, they're great. Okay, maybe not, but
He's not even that good of a salesman.
no.
Yeah, well, either that or maybe he is a good salesman only because he gets stuck in those situations and everyone always just goes with it. Because even in the movie, the guy's like, "Get my checkbook," I can
Yeah, the
take
guy hated him.
$100 off. Yeah. I mean, I don't know what's up with these people, but I think an extra coating on your car would be great for these kind of conditions. I don't know why these
Yeah.
people are so against that.
I know.
I mean,
I'd
that
be all for it.
thing that's like not standard back in the day, and I guess people just didn't want to spend the extra cash.
Apparently, they put it on in the factory, so it was pretty standard.
Yeah.
Who knows? That could have been a lie too.
True. True.
But yeah, going back to the climactic scene, I think it was framed really really well. I think right from the beginning you knew like Carl was coming into this situation like extremely pissed off, even more than before, and just anything was going to set him off. And I don't think that he was trying to kill the old man, because he shot him in the gut. And I mean, if you're going for a kill shot, you'd go for the head or chest, right?
Yeah.
So I think he was just trying to like get him down just to vent, you know.
Yeah.
But then the old man wasn't a very good shot. He just shot him in the cheek.
And then when he fell down, he kind of like shot in the air also
Yeah.
accidentally.
Look at why the old man just shot once. Like I thought, like I was like yelling at him. I was like, "Continue shooting."
You would think.
Well, have you ever been shot? I mean, I'm sure you're going to be a little dazed and whatever.
Probably. Yeah.
I guess.
I mean,
I
he's
don't know, the
old. He's
first few
also old,
seconds-
you know.
yeah.
I mean, that'll probably affect him a little bit more than, me or you getting shot.
I guess. But I was like,
True.
the first few seconds, you got adrenaline. You just pull that trigger 3 times.
Wait, hold on. I'm the old man shot first, right?
Yeah.
No, he
No,
shot
no, no, no,
second.
no. I'm
Like,
sorry.
he
No,
sh-
Or
he was shot in the stomach.
oh, okay, I got it.
He
I
fell
got
on the ground, and then when Steve Buscemi got close, he shot him in the cheek. And then
Yeah,
he
it
it. I
wouldn't
did.
they-
remember now.
Steve did shoot off to the side, so I don't remember the old man shooting again though.
Yeah, I don't think he
Yeah,
did.
he just hit his
It would
face.
have made more sense to have him just pull the trigger a bunch, but he's just such a bad shot that only one, grazed his cheek.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe he thought he got him in the head.
Yeah.
That's true too. Maybe he thought that he one and done him.
Maybe.
Do you guys feel bad for the worker inside the parking garage who just got shot because he wouldn't open up the gate for Carl?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Dude, if I mean, if I was in that position and someone held a gun up to me, well, I guess he didn't hold the gun up first. He just looked all, he had been shot. I would have just been like, yeah, I'm not paid enough to worry about this.
Well, he was all bloody because he was shot in the face.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That's why I just like, dude, get to the hospital. Yeah, go, go, go.
And I
Yeah.
guess you kind of look at it from like, okay, so Carl was already through this same exact situation at the airport parking space too,
Yeah.
where the guy like, he was like, well, $4 is it's a base thing of $4. So I mean, I think at that point Carl just hit his tipping point, and that was it. He was done. He was like, fuck this. I'm just I'm out.
Yeah, definitely feel bad for that guy, and also like the other two innocent bystanders that were just driving by. Like so many people dying because wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah, I mean, you think of that time, there was no cell phones, no nothing, and obviously, with how dark those roads are, it was crashing was inevitable.
Yeah, they were probably like driving away in a panic. Like at first, when the lights disappeared, I thought, oh, that's super smart. Like they just drove to the side and shut the lights off, but nope, it's just a crash.
Gals is like, wow, that's really smart. You faked being dead in in the upside down car.
Yeah. That's the other thing. I don't know why the girl didn't, fake being dead.
I
would
mean, if
understand,
you're
yeah.
like upside down and like probably bleeding or something, it'd be pretty difficult to act dead.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that the girl would have bled out anyway. The guy though,
Probably.
he probably would have frozen to death, just kind of walking around in the wilderness if that guy never caught up to him.
Actually, that guy is a bit of a douchebag, just running away from his whatever she was.
Hey man, I don't know. I don't know.
They knew he was coming, so
Yeah, it's possible that he just looked over and was like, "Well, she's fucked," and he just got out.
I don't get why that guy just ran in a straight line. Do a little zigzag, do a little
Yeah, do a little fake out,
yeah, a little fakey fake.
Right. Nice and juke and weave.
But how do you guys like that callback at the end of the movie when the mute guy is running away from the police officer and she shoots him in the leg instead of in the back?
Yeah.
But she's a professional.
Right.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
I,
that's
I,
nice.
I
That was a
like I
nice
like those things.
callback.
Yeah, I like
Exactly.
those little
Yeah.
callbacks throughout the entire movie. That I think they're really nice because they you see them and you go, oh yeah, I remember that. It's just in a little bit of a different way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't
He's
ever see that as a callback, but yeah, totally is.
yeah, like it's like justice. What am I trying to say? What's
Poetic
the name
justice.
of that? Yeah, there we go. Poetic justice. And he's not really a mute guy. Come on.
God, he barely says any lines, and we still don't know his
Silent
name.
killer. He's he didn't even say it. Steve Buscemi said it at one point, once.
Yeah.
This is just coming back to my mind. The beginning of the movie when they're in Fargo, and they're at the bar. This is the reason why I think that it was like a third party who hired the two guys because Carl's like, oh, it was it's supposed to be a car and the money right away. That's what we were told, right?
Yeah.
So that's why I'm thinking it is like a third party that Sepp contacted.
Well, I think they did point out that it was the what's the guy's name?
Shep.
Yeah, Shep. That he didn't really say much to either of those guys, so that's why there was so much confusion.
Oh, okay.
And I mean, and when we saw Shep, he definitely was a man of few words until you pissed him off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Such a nice young man.
Yeah, throw you around in the room when you're naked.
Yeah. Yeah, that goes back to the unneeded scenes, is those sex scenes,
Well,
Yeah,
you gotta get the sex scenes in
Well,
there. Sex sells.
it actually has story significance though because the
Yeah.
two hookers, they state, they give the policewoman like the basic information. They start the whole like he looks like a weird guy trend, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
there
Let's,
that
like,
is
give it-
actually an important scene, even
Yeah,
though
yeah,
you might not want to
Yeah.
see Steve
Yeah.
Buscemi naked.
I did forget about that.
yeah.
The second time was still had a bit of a significance because Shep had to come in and beat his ass. So I guess
him
I guess
around.
you can't get around the sex scenes.
Yeah.
You even get a good shot of like the back end of Steve Buscemi's ass. Like they made sure to
Yeah.
keep it in frame.
Okay, now Coco wasn't watching.
Yeah.
Too young for his eyes.
Too young indeed.
I'm just glad they didn't try to like develop some kind of romantic relationship between him and one of the hookers.
Yeah.
Well, anything else, boys?
I think I said my dues.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm good.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
I'm
think
good as well.
too. Me as well.
All right,
There's-
Tay,
there's
start us
three.
off with our final thoughts and rating.
All right. So obviously, I really enjoy this movie. It's just something about it. It's just fun, I guess. Like, I don't know. It seems weird. Like sometimes you're like, man, this is like slow, but it's like interesting and done well. I love the cinematography and the acting. The music's great. It's just it's a fun little like thrill ride the whole way through. Even with its slow pacing scenes, sometimes of them just going like, "Oh, the car's not starting." But overall, I really enjoy this movie. I have since I first saw it. So I'll give it a 4.5 out of 5.
Yeah, I also really, really enjoyed it. I thought it was very entertaining throughout. There were like one or two scenes that I would say, hey, just don't need them. Didn't add anything to the movie. With that Mike guy. I think both the scenes included him. Could have obviously just kind of kept that out. And it is a shorter movie, so it's not like it really matters in the long run. And the pacing is really good in it. So I didn't even those scenes come up and it's like, yeah, they kind of seem a little out of place, but in the end, it still flows really well. I thought the acting was phenomenal all around, and the people kept up the accents pretty well. It felt pretty natural, and even if it is over exaggerated, they made it seem natural in the movie. So I guess that's one thing to say. But yeah, I thought it was really good. I was on the edge of my seat the whole time. You know, I was really invested, really interested in it, and I liked it all in general. So I'm gonna get it also a 4.5 out of 5.
Yeah, I agree with what Yemi was saying. Has a really good pace to the movie. It was only what, an hour and 35 minutes or something like that, which is really good. There were some scenes that were, a little questionable, just kind of like, okay, yeah, whatever. But it weren't like, 5-10 minute scenes. It was like 30 seconds. Like the scene, like car's not running. But you guys did, point out that, yeah, that's probably, just a lifestyle, and that's how I, didn't watch the movie. I wasn't thinking about the lifestyle that they probably lived in. Once you guys brought that up, I was like, oh yeah, okay, that makes sense. The acting was good. I do think the accents were a little excessive, especially by the girl that just went, oh yeah, the whole time. The action scenes or not action scenes, but the crime, good twists and turns, and overall, I will give it a 4 out of 5.
So yeah, not sure what else I could add to that. Yes, the acting was phenomenal. I liked all the main characters. Steve Buscemi I really like, and Francis McDormand and Peter Stormare, and even William H Macy. I really like him as a character, and him acting as this guy that's kind of fumbling and kind of the bad guy here, and is just a very unlikable character. But William's acting is also superb. Yeah, I really liked everything about the movie, pretty much, except for some of the slower scenes, like you guys mentioned. Um, yeah, not sure what else to add to that. I would give it a 4.5 out of 5.
Greedy's the odd man out, but
Oh,
we're all
thank you.
still close together.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
All right, it's time, Callus. Callus's second movie recommendation on the podcast.
Uh-oh.
Let's hear what it is.
All right, well, originally I wanted to pick another Jackie Chan movie, but I figured I'd give you guys, a little bit of a rest from Jackie Chan movies for now. And instead, I'm going to recommend a movie that I saw years and years ago. But I do remember like really enjoying it, and the one thing I remember, it has a very weird and particular character that I cannot wait to talk about. And that movie is The Fast and the Furious. No, I'm kidding. The movie
Okay.
is Snatch, released in 2000. It stars Jason Statham, Brad Pitt, Vinnie Jones, among others. Directed by Guy Ritchie, or written and directed by Guy Ritchie. And the plot is unscrupulous boxing promoters, violent bookmakers, a Russian gangster, incompetent amateur robbers, and supposedly Jewish jewelers fight to track down a priceless stolen diamond.
Definitely. I've seen it once a long time ago as well, and I haven't seen it since. I remember liking it, so this will be
Yeah.
interesting to go back to it.
You said it was
Do
from
you remember-
2000?
Yes, 2000.
All right.
Do you remember Brad Pitt's character?
Vaguely. I don't remember
And-
much about this movie other than like it's kind of a crime heist-ish movie. I
Yeah,
don't remember.
something
Again,
like that.
I don't remember. So,
There's a guy in the movie called Bullet Tooth Tony. I think I'm gonna have a fun
Yes.
time with it.
yeah,
Oh,
no, I
it's
remember it
definitely a
being
fun
fun.
time.
Yeah, I remember it being fun, but I cannot tell you anything about it other than it was fun and it's something with like crime bosses and or crime families, or there's a criminal thing. There's a criminal element. That's all I remember.
Yeah, I'm interested. I've never seen this or heard
Yeah,
about it, so
No, me either. But Jason
Definitely,
Statham, 2000, that
yeah.
had to be like beginning of his career, right? Or would it be like mid? I don't know.
it's
An
pretty
early career,
Yeah, I
definitely.
would say it's currently early for sure. All right. Well, if you, the listener, don't want to be spoiled, or if you want to join the conversation for snatch and grab,
No.
Nope, just Snatch.
Just
I thought you
Snatch.
were gonna go take it a knack route.
knack. Snatch from 2000. Make sure you watch that before the next episode airs in 2 weeks. That's right. And don't forget to vote on the fan vote. That's right. That's going on my Twitter all weekend long that this episode is out. So if you want to join in on that, make sure you get your voice heard. And like I said before, if you want to, have your movie show up on this list, it is getting a little bit shorter every single time we go through it. Make sure that you also request a movie as well if you want to.
Oh,
All
yeah.
right. Oh yeah. All right, guys. Anything else you want to say before we end the show?
Well,
no.
since since I'm still kind of new to this podcast, I have a question. Am I allowed to vote?
Yes.
Is that a rule? Oh, we are okay.
I'm the
See,
only one who
I'm
can't
glad I
vote.
asked. Because you're the one that pushed the
Yeah,
poll.
because I'm the one, I
Yeah.
take that L, but I allow you guys to vote.
All right. Good to know.
Alrighty. Well, I am Yemmy the Ferret. Who have I been here with?
Greedy Waffles.
Animation.
And just Kellas.
And we are Film Freaks with a Z. Thanks for listening. Bye bye now.
Bye.
I
Ah.
yeah.